Single for the weekend, my girlfriend posted, with a video of her making out with a stranger while her friends cheering her on. I didn't lose it. I just pulled out my phone and canceled her flight home. So this happened last weekend and I'm still processing it. Need some outside perspective because everyone's telling me different things, and I honestly don't know if I'm the asshole here or if I'm justified in what I did. My girlfriend Hannah and I have been together for 3.5 years. We lived together, split everything 50-50, and I genuinely thought we were solid. She's always been a little attention-seeking on social media, but nothing that ever really bothered me. We've talked about marriage, kids, the whole thing. I was actually looking at rings. Last month she told me her friends Erica, Riley, and Zoe were planning a girls' weekend to LA. These aren't her usual friend group. They're newer friends she met through work who are all single and kind of. Well, let's just say they party hard. Hannah asked if she could go and I said of course. Why wouldn't I? I trust her, and everyone deserves time with friends. The only thing that made me slightly uncomfortable was when she said, "You're not going to be one of those controlling boyfriends who checks up on me every 5 minutes, right?" I thought it was weird she brought that up since I've never been controlling, but I just said no, have fun, be safe. She left Friday morning. I used my credit card points to book her flight because she's been tight on money lately. Round trip, obviously. I even drove her to the airport and kissed her goodbye like everything was normal. Friday night I'm hanging out with my buddy Jake, not even thinking about her, when my phone starts buzzing. Multiple friends sending me screenshots of Hannah's Instagram stories. My stomach dropped through the floor. The first screenshot showed Hannah and her girls at some rooftop bar, all glammed up with drinks in hand. The caption read "Single for the weekend," with those laughing, crying emojis. I stared at it for a solid 10 seconds, trying to process what I was seeing. Single. We'd literally kissed goodbye at the airport 12 hours earlier. Then came another screenshot, this time showing Hannah on what looked like a dance floor with some random dude's hands wrapped around her waist from behind. She was leaning back into him, eyes closed, totally lost in the moment. The caption just said, "When in LA," with a devil emoji. My hands started shaking. The third one was a selfie of Hannah and this same guy, both clearly wasted, faces pressed together with that drunk, sloppy grin people get when they're too far gone. New friends, she'd written, with a winking emoji that made my blood run cold. But the one that really killed me was the last one. This one didn't come with any caption at all. It was a video. Hannah making out with this dude in what looked like some club, his hands in her hair, her body pressed against his. In the background, you could hear Erica's voice cheering, "Yes, girl, get it," while she filmed the whole thing like it was some kind of celebration. I couldn't breathe. Literally felt like someone punched me in the chest. Jake had to take my phone away because I just kept staring at the screen in disbelief. This is the woman I was planning to propose to. This is the woman who sleeps in my bed every night and tells me she loves me. I wanted to scream, to smash my phone, to call her and unleash every curse word I knew. Part of me wanted to book a flight to LA immediately and confront them both. But somehow, a cold, calculating part of my brain, maybe a survival instinct I didn't know I had, kicked in and overrode the emotional chaos. I didn't call her. I didn't text. I didn't blow up her phone like some crazy boyfriend. Instead, I went home and did something that apparently makes me psychotic, according to her friends. I canceled her return flight. Those were MY points, my credit card, MY booking. Then, in a fit of rage and desperation, I drove to Home Depot and bought a security camera for the front door and new locks for my home office where I keep my work equipment. I knew, vaguely, that changing the main apartment locks while both our names were on the lease would be legally messy, but the primal need to protect my space, to create some boundary, overrode rational thought. I spent Saturday morning installing the camera and securing my personal workspace, my hands still shaking from everything I'd seen. Am I crazy here? She publicly humiliated me in front of everyone we know. Posted herself cheating on me for the entire world to see. But apparently I'm the bad guy. She's been blowing up my phone since Sunday when she tried to check in for her flight. I haven't answered a single call or text. Her friends have been messaging me calling me petty and psycho. Even some of our mutual friends are saying I went too far. But here's what I keep thinking: if someone is bold enough to post themselves cheating on social media, they've already made their choice, right? Like she wasn't even trying to hide it. She was celebrating it. I'm second-guessing everything now. Did I overreact? Should I have just broken up with her like a normal person? Part of me feels guilty that she's stuck across the country, but then I remember those videos and the guilt disappears. What would you guys do? Edit. Yes, we live together and both our names are on the lease. No, I didn't take any of her stuff. It's all still here. And yes, I'm sure those stories were meant to be public because literally everyone saw them. For those asking why I didn't just call her, what exactly was I supposed to say? Hey babe, saw you making out with a stranger on Instagram, just checking in. She made her feelings pretty clear through her actions. Update 1. Posted 2 weeks ago. First, I need to be honest. Saturday wasn't as clear-cut as I made it sound. After I canceled her flight, I sat in my car in the Home Depot parking lot and cried for 20 minutes. I kept second-guessing myself, wondering if I was being cruel, if I should call her back and fix everything. Jake had to come over that night because I was spiraling. He found me looking at flights to LA, actually considering going out there to talk things through. Bro, he said, literally taking my laptop away, I've been watching you get played for months. This is your wake-up call. He made me watch Netflix until I came to my senses, but not before pointing out all the red flags I'd been ignoring: the constant need for validation, the way she tested boundaries, how she'd isolate me from friends during couple time. So after my original post, Hannah's situation in LA got complicated. Turns out her new friends weren't as loyal as she thought. Sunday night, when she realized she couldn't get home, she called Erica for help. Erica apparently told her she was being dramatic and that she could just book a new flight. When Hannah explained she didn't have money for a last-minute flight, we're talking like $800 or more, Erica suggested she ask her new boyfriend for help. Hannah finally broke down and called me Sunday night. I let it go to voicemail. The message was 6 minutes of her crying, apologizing, saying it didn't mean anything, that she was drunk, that she loves me and just wants to come home. She said she'd made a terrible mistake, and that seeing those Instagram stories now she understands how it looked, but it wasn't that serious. I saved the voicemail but didn't respond. Monday she started calling from different numbers. Her work phone, Erica's phone, random numbers. I blocked them all. Then she tried Instagram, then Facebook, then freaking LinkedIn of all places. I wasn't answering any of it. Tuesday her mom called me. That's when I knew Hannah was getting desperate. But her mom was actually really cool about it. She said Hannah had called her crying, explained what happened, and asked for money for a flight home. Her mom basically said, "You made this mess, you figure it out." Savage. But here's where it gets interesting. Her mom also told me some stuff I didn't know. Apparently this isn't the first time Hannah has pulled something like this. During her last relationship before me, she went on a girls' trip to Miami and came back with some suspicious photos on social media. Her ex forgave her, and then she did it again 6 months later. Her mom said she was hoping Hannah had grown out of this phase. A phase. Like cheating on your boyfriend is something you grow out of, like acne. Wednesday I finally broke and looked at her Instagram. All the LA stories were already gone, but she had posted a new one. A picture of herself crying with the caption, "When you realize you've lost the best thing that ever happened to you. Some mistakes can't be undone." The comments were a shit show. Half were her girlfriends supporting her like, "You deserve better, queen." And the other half were people who'd seen the original stories calling her out. Someone even screen recorded the making out video before she deleted it, reposted it, and dropped the link in the comments. Thursday she showed up at my work. Security called me down to the lobby and there she was, looking like she hadn't slept in days, with a suitcase. She'd somehow gotten a flight home, I still don't know how, and honestly I didn't care either, and came straight to my office. The conversation was intense. The moment she saw me she started crying. "Alex, thank God, I've been trying to reach you for days. How could you just abandon me like that?" "Abandon you?" I kept my voice level. "You seemed pretty comfortable with your new friends." It was just dancing, just harmless fun. You know I love you, this was nothing. Hannah, you posted yourself making out with another guy. You captioned yourself as single. She wiped her eyes, getting more defensive. It wasn't like that. What was it like then? Everyone we know saw it, Hannah. Your friends were cheering you on while you kissed him. It was one stupid kiss. It meant nothing, but what you did. Her voice got higher, more desperate. You left me stranded across the country with no way home. I could have been stuck there forever. You had friends there. Those weren't real friends. They ditched me the second I needed help. She grabbed my arm. Please, can we just go home and talk about this? I know you're hurt, but we can fix this. I pulled my arm away. We can't fix this, Hannah. This isn't about one mistake. This is about who you are. I was drunk. It was just for attention, just silly stories. I never meant for anyone to take it seriously. I asked her point blank. If you didn't want anyone to take it seriously, why did you post it publicly where everyone we know could see it? She didn't have an answer for that. The thing that really got me was when she said, I know you're angry, but what you did was cruel. Like she was the victim in this situation. We're done, Hannah, I said curtly. Someone who loved me wouldn't publicly humiliate me for entertainment. Her face went pale. What? No, Alex, please, we can work through this. You wanted to be single for the weekend. Now you can be single all you want. She started sobbing harder. Please, Alex, I'll delete everything. I'll post an apology. I'll do anything. Please don't throw away 3.5 years over this. Honestly, seeing her so broken made me doubt myself for a moment. This was the woman I'd planned to marry after all. But then I remembered those videos, the way she'd bragged about betraying me to strangers, and I knew I couldn't go back. I'm sorry, Hannah, but we're done. She's staying with Erica now, I think. She came by the apartment yesterday when I was at work and left her key on the counter with a note that just said, I'm sorry. I love you, please reconsider. But I keep thinking about what her mom said. This is a pattern. If I take her back, I'm just setting myself up for Miami too in a few months. My friends are split. Half think I'm a legend for the power move. Half think I should have just broken up with her like a normal person instead of stranding her. But honestly, if someone is comfortable enough to cheat on you publicly, they've already decided the relationship is over. I just made it official. Edit. About the apartment, we're both on the lease, but I've been paying the full rent for the last 8 months because she was saving money. Guess I know what she was saving for now. Update 2, posted 1 week ago. This saga has taken some wild turns, and I need to get this all out because I can't even believe what's been happening. So last week I thought things were settling down. Hannah was staying with Erica. I was adjusting to life without her, and I was actually starting to feel good about my decision. Then Wednesday happened. I got a call from my landlord asking about the incident. Hannah and Erica showed up at my apartment building Tuesday night, drunk, banging on the door and shouting. When I didn't answer after 10 minutes of knocking, they tried to convince the super to let them in because Hannah forgot something important. I was inside, watching through the new security camera, but chose not to open the door. The super explained that while Hannah was on the lease, he couldn't force entry when the other tenant was home and refusing access. When they wouldn't leave quietly, other tenants complained and the super called the cops. I had to go down to the building office and confirm that Hannah no longer lives there and doesn't have permission to enter. Embarrassing as hell, but what choice did I have? But here's where it gets really crazy. Thursday morning, I get a text from an unknown number. It's a video. Not from Hannah, from someone who was at that club in LA. You guys, the video I saw on Instagram wasn't even the worst of it. This was a longer video showing Hannah and this dude basically all over each other for like 20 minutes. Making out, his hands everywhere, her literally grinding on him while her friends cheered. There's audio too, and you can hear her saying things like, my boyfriend would die if he saw this, and what happens in LA stays in LA, right? The person who sent it said they recognized Hannah from mutual friends and thought I should know the full story. They said there was more, but this was enough to show what kind of person she really was. I felt sick. Not just because of what I saw, but because this random stranger had more respect for me than my girlfriend of 3.5 years did. Friday, I decided to take control of the narrative. I posted a statement on my Instagram. I rarely post, but felt like I needed to. For everyone asking about my relationship status, Hannah and I have broken up. While I won't share private details, I will say that respect and loyalty are non-negotiable for me. I'm grateful to learn this about her character now rather than later, moving forward with love and no regrets. Simple, classy, didn't throw her under the bus but made it clear I was done. The response was overwhelming and honestly mixed. Comments poured in from friends, coworkers, even people from high school. While a solid majority were supportive, it wasn't the clean sweep I'd expected. Some mutual friends stayed conspicuously silent, clearly uncomfortable with the public nature of everything. A few people I respected actually messaged me privately saying they understood my anger but wished I'd handled it more discreetly. Hannah's friend group came out swinging, as expected, but even some of my own friends questioned whether posting publicly was the right move. The hardest part wasn't Hannah's friends attacking me. It was seeing people I genuinely respected staying neutral or gently suggesting I take the high road. My coworker Amanda said she felt bad for both of us and wished we could have worked it out privately. Even Jake, who fully supported my decision, admitted he was uncomfortable with how public everything had become. It made me question whether I'd handled this the right way, even though I still felt justified. Erica commented, "There are two sides to every story and you're not innocent either." Riley added, "Hannah made a mistake but you abandoned her." But then something interesting happened. Other people started commenting their own experiences. A girl from college said she saw Hannah flirting with her boyfriend at a party last year. One of my coworkers said Hannah had been messaging her husband on LinkedIn asking to grab drinks sometime. Stuff I had no idea about. Saturday, Hannah called me from Erica's phone, which I hadn't blocked yet. She was hysterical, saying people were attacking her online and that I was ruining her reputation. She begged me to delete the post, said she'd do anything to fix this. I told her she ruined her own reputation by posting herself cheating for the world to see. I said if she wanted to keep her business private, she shouldn't have made it public entertainment. She started screaming that I was cruel and vindictive, and that she never meant to hurt me. When I pointed out that posting videos of herself making out with other men while talking about how her boyfriend would die if he saw it seemed pretty intentionally hurtful, she hung up. Sunday, her mom called again. This time she wasn't as understanding. She said Hannah was devastated, and that while she didn't approve of what Hannah did, my response was disproportionate. She asked if I'd consider couples counseling. I told her respectfully that counseling is for couples who want to work through problems, not for people who publicly humiliate their partners for entertainment. I said Hannah had shown me exactly who she was, and I believed her. The hardest part is that I really did love her. I had this whole future planned out in my head. But I keep coming back to something my dad told me when I was younger. People show you who they are through their actions when they think no one's watching. But when they show you who they are when they know everyone's watching, believe them. Hannah didn't just cheat. She celebrated cheating. She made it into entertainment. She bragged about betraying me to strangers. That's not a mistake or a lapse in judgment, that's character. Hannah's not upset about losing me. She's upset about facing consequences. If she was really sorry about hurting me, she would have accepted my decision and tried to make amends quietly. Instead, she's focused on managing her image and getting me to fix the situation for her. I'm not fixing anything. I'm just moving forward. Edit. For those asking about the lease situation, I'm working with my landlord to get Hannah's name removed. It's a process but should be resolved soon. No, I will not be sharing the video someone sent me. That's not the kind of person I want to be, even if Hannah was comfortable sharing intimate moments with strangers. Final update. Posted 3 days ago, the saga has reached its conclusion, and honestly, I couldn't have written a better ending myself. Last week, Hannah made one final attempt to fix things. She showed up at my office again. Security is getting tired of her. But this time she came with a different strategy. Instead of tears and apologies, she brought anger. She accused me of destroying her life and said I was obsessed with revenge. She claimed she'd lost friends, that people at work were treating her differently, and that her reputation was ruined because of my vindictive social media post. She demanded I post a clarification saying we'd broken up due to mutual differences and that there was no cheating involved. I almost laughed. She wanted me to lie publicly to protect the reputation she'd destroyed herself. I told her no. I said if she was embarrassed by her actions, she should examine why those actions were embarrassing, not blame the people who witnessed them. She stormed out threatening to tell everyone the truth about who I really are. I'm still waiting for that revelation. But here's the beautiful part. Yesterday, I ran into Riley, one of Hannah's LA friends, at a coffee shop. She was with someone I didn't recognize, and I overheard their conversation while waiting for my order. Riley was telling this girl about Hannah's psycho ex-boyfriend, who abandoned her in LA for dancing with someone. But then she mentioned something interesting. Apparently Hannah never told them she was in a relationship when they invited her to LA. Riley said they thought she was single the whole time. When I turned around, Riley saw me and went white. I didn't say anything, just smiled and nodded, but it confirmed what I'd suspected. Hannah had been presenting herself as single to these women from the beginning. The girls' trip was always intended to be something more. The final piece of closure came from an unexpected source. Hannah's mom called me one last time. She said Hannah had finally told her the full story about LA, including things she'd left out before. Her mom said she was ashamed and disappointed and wanted to apologize to me personally for her daughter's behavior. She also told me something that made everything make sense. Apparently Hannah had been having doubts about our relationship for months, but hadn't known how to break up with me because we lived together and she couldn't afford to move out. The LA trip was her way of creating a situation that would force a breakup, so she could be the victim instead of the bad guy. It was all calculated, but her plan backfired because she expected me to blow up and give her ammunition to paint me as the crazy ex. Instead, I just left, and without my reaction to villainize, she had to own her actions. I'm doing really well now. Hannah's name has been removed from the lease and I'm staying. Fresh start in familiar surroundings. I've reconnected with friends I'd lost touch with during the relationship. Funny how that happens. I'm dating again. Nothing serious yet, but it's nice to remember what it feels like to be with someone who respects me. Hannah is apparently doing fine. She moved in with some coworker and has been posting on social media about new beginnings and learning to love yourself. Good for her. Someone asked me if I regret how I handled this. Honestly, no. Could I have been more mature? Maybe. But when someone publicly humiliates you, they forfeit the right to expect private courtesy. She chose to make our relationship drama public entertainment, so she got to deal with public consequences. Thanks again, Reddit. This will be my last update on this situation. Time to close this chapter and focus on the future.